But organizing such an event, and it's growing every year, so there's more pressure on our shoulders, I'd like to invite our host, ENAV, Chief Executive Officer, and a friend, Massimo Garbini.
Ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, it's a matter of great honor for me welcome you all to Rome. Firstly, I'd like to bring the apologies of our mayor, Mr. Alemanno, but unfortunately some unexpected institutional needs. Anytime in Rome, any days you are unexpected events. He cannot be here with us. It brings you all the greetings and welcome to Rome. I'd like to share with you some ideas. First, as a host, as a guest of this event, and next because I'd like to enter sometimes and somehow into the summit. Already 2 years ago, when in Oslo I decided to put forward the candidature of ENAV towards the AGM, I was feeling a big responsibility to guarantee the excellent arrangements that all the previous Canso AGMs have provided so far, thus contributing effectively to the successful story of our trade associations. Nevertheless, ENAV had and has a strong commitment to contribute to the growth of Canso. And exactly for these reasons, I decided to take on board, with your support, the challenge. Looking at the quality of the previous events I participated, I list from the last year Bangkok, Oslo, San Diego, Madeira, the Parco Chin, it is even bigger challenge for me. It is with enthusiasm and we strive to do our best to organize the Global ATM Summit while trying to have you fully benefit from this experience and hoping that everything will go for the best. Of course I'm lucky, very, very lucky, because of the location where we are. We are in Rome. That helps in creating the right atmospheres and also to convince the people to come. We have, for the first time, 276 attendees in this audience today. Congratulations to you all and to Canso. Our effort has been to provide to Canso and to you all a friendly international environment, close to the heart of Rome, that I'm sure will enable to provide all participants the right mood for constructive discussions and effective decisions. My team, the ENAV team, will be at your complete disposal in order to make your stay as enjoyable as possible. We are in an environment based on performance measurement, so therefore I'm willing to receive your precious judgment at the end of these 3 days. Peter, please, measure our performance. Mr. Peter Griffith is with us today. So, in my view, hosting this event represents a tangible sign of ENAV support to Canso. Starting from its regional commitment towards the broader view of all regions, ENAV is in fact willing to share with all the members the importance of acknowledging Canso as a strong and credible worldwide association. My personal experience as EC3 chairman and as ex-official member in the executive committee has been, and it is, I would say, interesting, challenging, complex sometimes, but surely very positive. I'd like to take the chance to truly thank all my European colleagues for having supported me with the eager commitment and firm belief. I'd like also to thank them for sharing my view that it's very significant to meet the CEOs of the various European sub-regions in order to value and understand their priorities. Canso needs to be a strong enough, recognized, authoritative and credible organization. About fairness, of course the number of Canso members represents its strength. The more we are, the more we endorse that the Canso project is worthwhile. About recognition, Canso needs to be supported by the very best communication in order to be fully recognized. This is why the members, or I'd rather say their CEOs, so you, have to try their best to promote the associations, either directly or indirectly, and publicly support and defend it. I believe that being authoritative is only when the people around you recognize your authority. It is therefore mandatory to exchange views with all the stakeholders, regulators, users, airport, politicians, decision makers, and the passenger, to share not only our initiatives, our plans and results, but also our difficulties and weaknesses. The individual needs must be united in the whole that represent us all, Canso. And credibility is the result of concrete actions that, first of all, need to be built internally by actually fulfilling our planned programs, but also always need to be reinforced externally. The World ATM Congress in Madrid is a clear example of an event that will be able to build this credibility. But only if we are as one, we will achieve the given goals. And it is together, thanks to the support and effort of each and every one of us, that Madrid will, I say again, we will achieve the goal. Madrid will be a great success. As a result, we will underline the value of an event that it is by the industry for the industry, and which, believe me, is something that goes far beyond the cost savings of executive members. And this brings me to the content of the summit. History shows that the big changes often derives from crisis. What we are facing today, the economic crisis and the traffic downturn for several regions in the world, represent probably a unique opportunity for promoting the first step. This is a chance we cannot miss if we want to modernize ATM and to be ready for future challenges. Canso has been working hard in the last decade on the base of key strategies, from the voice of ATM to the transformation of global performance. Canso and its members have put in place all efforts in the daily work in cooperation with our industry partners and international institutions to continuously improve the ATM performance. We have committed ourselves to deliver navigation services that are safe and efficient while reducing the impact on the environment. In the past years, our trade associations allowed NSPs to be heard and supported us in transforming the global performance. This symposium, the summit and the AGM, has been the place where constructive discussions and effective decisions have been made in the past, enabling NSPs in cooperation with customers, suppliers, and institutions to grow at global level. Now it's time, building on the work performed so far, to move forward, to play our role, and take full responsibility to modernize ATM to high level of performance, defining a clear and robust strategy for 2020 and beyond. So it is the right time to shape our future. The first goal to be achieved is to support the global growth, social and economic, to the modernizations of ATM systems, based on new operational concepts and to full involvement of our professional and supporting procedures and programs and technologies deriving from the relevant R&D programs in order to ensure a globally harmonized and interoperable air navigation infrastructure. In this context, we should also think about new mechanisms for funding and financing such modernizations of ATM infrastructure that will also play a positive role in the socio-economic growth. We have the responsibility to prepare ourselves during this time of crisis to enable air transport be ready to face times hopefully soon when the economy will rise again. Just to be clear, looking to my closest example, the European situation. The modernization of ATM infrastructure will represent a boost for European growth. It will have a cumulative impact of around 420 billion euros on the European Union's GDP. And in terms of job creations, around 328 jobs can be expected from timely and synchronized deployment. We cannot fail. We cannot fail at all. All these topics and many more will be widely discussed during the summit, where precious gas will allow the most effective debate, for sure. A lot of expectation from these days ahead. It is our turn to demonstrate to institutions, airlines, airport, politicians our maturity and capability. It depends on us. I'd like to shape ENAV's future. I want to shape my future. I'd like to see Canso supporting all members shaping their common future. Do you? In conclusion, ladies, gentlemen, honored guests, Mr. Chairman, looking forward to a robust and constructive debate. I wish you all a successful summit and AGM, and believe me, again, very welcome to Rome. Thank you.